Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare is written and directed by Scott Jeffrey. Now, if that name sounds familiar, that's because he played Christopher Robin in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. This is the third installment in the Twisted Childhood universe, or the Pooniverse, for those who don't know. It started with Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, continued with Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, and now we have Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. Not only is this the third installment, we still have Bambi the Reckoning, Pinocchio Unstrung, and Pooniverse Monsters Assemble, where every single character that you've seen in this franchise come together in one epic craziness. Now, this film runs for 89 minutes long, and it tells the story of Wendy Darling, who goes on an adventure, in a way, no pun intended, or a quest to find her brother Michael after he's been abducted by Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. This is a independent British slasher horror film that is slow to get going. You get the backstory a little bit of what's happening, what's going on, why is Peter Pan kidnapping kids, what the true nature is. It is based on J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan novel, and if you know the real backstory of Peter Pan, he is actually the villain in the book. But however you want to say, the big company that runs everything now, Disney, portrayed it as, gullible, this and that. But then you have things of Wendy going into certain aspects of the lore, the adventures. The killings are just gruesome in this. Not only that, Kit Green plays Tinkerbell, more so a meth heroin addict, which is such a different turn than you could ever imagine. Martin Portlock as Peter Pan, really, really good. The disfiguration is really crazy, and it's just so a dark backstory as to whoa. This is the biggest, craziest thing that the Twisted Childhood universe has done. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 1 was just a fun, doesn't take itself too seriously horror movie. Blood and Honey 2 had a bigger budget, really upped the ante with characters and everything, gave us more of a backstory. But this entry, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, it's insane. It's dark. The gore is even one-upped than the previous two entries in this franchise with Blood and Honey 1 and 2. And then it's But then if you really pay attention to it, Teresa Banham as Mary Darling appears in this, where she had a cameo in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. So it's nice that Scott Joffrey, Reese Frank Waterford are really connecting all the universes one by one. This was produced by Reese Frank Waterford and Scott Jeffrey, and it's wow, what can they do next? As I stated, it does take a little bit of time to get going. It's really slow going. It's it has to they have to draw it out a little bit. But when you know the backstory of what's happening, what's going on, oh, you are in for a surprise like no other. I love this franchise. I love this universe. I love the retelling that the independent horror filmmakers are doing with this, especially with Jagged Edge Productions, the production company that's behind it, and it's just done so well. Charity Case plays Captain James Hook, an iteration of Captain Hook that you thought you would never in a million years think of. It's just in your face, crazy, weird, decrepit. It's like a wooden box shriveled down when it's wet, and it's just so creepy and weird. It's just so interesting. Then you have, like I said, Tinkerbell, you have Tiger Lily, you have John Darling, and then it's what's really going on? Martin Portlock as Peter Pan has that kind of fun antics kind of feel to him. It's like all the crazy villains in horror put together in a blender. You get this. The voices that he creates and comes up with sounds like Heath Ledger's the Joker in a way, and you kind of see the similarities with that. The Easter eggs from other horror films of the yesteryears from the past are in this as well. And then some Easter eggs from the Twisted Childhood universe is in here as well. I love this film. It's so much fun. It's a film that doesn't take itself too seriously, but if you don't tell anyone what it's about, people will go into oh, it's one of those films again? No. please explain to people that this is a horror retelling of J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan. But it's a very, 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 very dark version that I've never seen done before. As a matter of fact, I've never seen a dark film like this ever in the horror franchise. Yes, of course, there are horror films that are dark and weird and crazy out there, but this, to take a child's story and turn it into what it is and what you see, it's absolutely mind-blowing and mind-boggling. The writing does miss a few points as well. I will say that there are some minor plot holes, not a lot. The directing is really, really good. Scott Jeffrey as a director and writer is phenomenal. I mean, listen, they're getting everyone in this, and this is just a fun ride that you have to be on. That, you know, people are like, oh, why are they Blood and Honey, horrible movie, Blood and Honey 2, ugh, what is this? Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. Do I really want to, no. I will tell you this, if you don't like films like this, don't watch it, okay? But if you love films like this, like I do, that don't take themselves too seriously, that have that aspect of taking something so remembrance in our childhood and turning it into a horror film, it will work. And this is what it does. Jagged Edge Productions, Scott Jeffrey, Reese Frank Waterford, I mean, are hitting it out of ballpark with a home run. You know, they are scoring goals like crazy, and it shows. And Wendy is the main focus point. And you see when Peter Pan is kidnapping these kids, you'll know why. But the Tinkerbell? Whoa. I mean, pixie dust is there, but we know what her pixie dust is. There's some minor aspects of the makeup, the practical effects, which are great. The gore, the sounds, so well done. And it's like, whoa, what can they come up with next? Then the next scene just tops the previous scene. Really, really fun. I can't wait to see what the Twisted Childhood universe has in store. Evidently, Bambi the Reckoning is coming out in 2025. So is Pinocchio Unstrung, and all these movies are coming out. But will they get sequels? Who knows? There is talk that Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3 is happening. That's going to be fun. They have a lot to do with that as well. So I really, really love it. And the fun thing about Pinocchio Unstrung is that they got Robert Englund and Richard Brake as Geppetto in this. So curious to see who Robert Englund is going to play in Pinocchio Unstrung. I'm curious to see how the aspect of Geppetto is. And then every single thing is connected within the Twisted Childhood universe. It's a great kind of marquee where it's like Twisted Childhood universe. Oh, also known as the Pooniverse. What can happen? Oh, you'll have to wait and see to find out. This is fun. This is great. It's imaginable. It's really, really creative. And it's so, so good. The only thing is, like I said, it did take a while to get into. And when you see the whole aspect of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and Captain Hook, it's like, whoa, okay, didn't think this could happen. This franchise, these films will definitely put Jagged Edge Productions on the map. And I'm curious to see what other childhood retellings they will turn into horror, because it's just so much fun. For me, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare gets 4 out of 5 film reels. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the aspect of the story, the cast, the actors, the characters? Who was your favorite character? Who was your least favorite character? Did you think a childhood retelling into horror could be done like this with J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan? Are you excited for the Twisted Childhood universe? Which film are you looking forward to? And what do you think will happen in the culmination of all these films in Monsters Assemble? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. I'm Mr. Filmstock. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next review video.